Hi, this is Des Futak here from desfutak.com on day number 22 of my 90-day Internet Marketing Challenge. As I said to you yesterday, I was going to go through this book that I'm reading at the moment called Get Tuned In. I highly recommend that you visit the website gettunedinblog.com because it's a lovely, distinct summary of the whole book, and it goes through some of the key things that the book's trying to help you understand when you're doing your market research. So I said yesterday that I would go through the first pillar, if you like, of the 6-step process that you need to do in order to create your resonator or your final product or service, and that is to find unresolved problems in your marketplace. And the reason why the authors of the book say this is so important is because out there in the wild there is a whole group of untapped customers out there which you need to somehow find out what it is they want, what it is that you could provide them. Now, if you just rely on your existing customer base, you won't really get answers to the questions that you're really looking for. You'll just get answers which are talking about refinements of your existing product or service, and you'll be missing a whole gamut of people out there who really haven't got any contact with you at all. A very famous case in point is a car rental firm called I think it was Hertz. No, it wasn't Hertz. It was Avis. I think it was, that after the Second World War dominated the market for many decades. And in the early 2000s, a little startup company called Zipcar came along, and what they did was they formed a kind of a car club, and now that's here in the UK as well. And they did that as a result of just asking questions and finding out about what people's problems were. And Avis could have done that, but they never did. They only just refined their existing refine their existing product with their existing customer base. So the question you might ask, well, what if you can't really afford to go out there on the internet, go out there in the real world? You've got to use the internet. And one of the best things out there at the moment is Twitter, because Twitter is real-time conversations that people are having with other people about life, about products, about services, about entertainment, about every topic you can imagine under the sun. And so if you really want to start to find out the sorts of things that your potential market is interested in, there is no better place at the moment than to go to Twitter, because it's unfiltered, real live conversations that people are having. And I highly recommend that you use Firefox to get this particular plugin. If you just Google Firefox Twitter search, you can download the plugin. You don't need to restart. What it does is it just configures Firefox to use the real-time API from Twitter, and we can begin to actually just search straight away. So, for example, let's say I was looking for a new type of headache cure. So if I just look at the phrase headache cure and press enter, the great thing about this real-time search is it gives you the language that people are using, the sorts of things that the sort of words that they're using, and obviously there's quite a lot of people out there who are marketers as well, so you've got to kind of filter those out. Or let's say we want something else. Let's have a look at the phrase home-based business, for example, and see what we're getting there. So we've got here quite a few affiliate links again that you might have to sift through. So this is another good thing if you're trying to market your own home-based business, and you're getting a lot of. I mean, the Trump network is obviously something that is being marketed since March, April this year. And it's hotting up at the moment because it's about to be launched. But if, let's say, you don't want to join the Trump network, I don't have any interest in joining the Trump network, but let's say I wanted to do some marketing on the back of that wave that's coming at the moment, I could think up of a creative advert which used the fact that this is a rising search term to get some of the traffic that was being out there on the internet at the moment. And here we go. So we've got one more result that's come in, so refresh, and that'll enable me to spot this. So the great thing about this live Twitter search is it does actually give you real-time results, more or less. Okay, so let's just type in something else. Something else that's been in the news fairly recently here in the UK is the illusionist Darren Brown predicting the national lottery numbers. Whether or not the traffic on that is still hot, I'm not sure, but here you can see some language used. And you can use this for market research. You could even link in with some of these people and start replying to them, follow them on Twitter, start a conversation with them. So that's a really great way to connect with your potential customers. So if you don't know where to start with this process of finding unresolved problems, I suggest what you do is you use Twitter as part of your solution, because Twitter is giving what's happening right now, not the trends that have happened in the past. I think if you watch on previous videos, I've talked to you about using Google Insights for searching Google Trends, which they do give you some inkling of rising searches, but they don't tell you the language. You see, so you can get potentially good copy from what people are writing. So you could say, Darren Brown use a split screen ? On YouTube, and then do a YouTube video and get lots of traffic up. It's probably best to be actually talking about him or perhaps Magic Circle products or Illusion products, rather than talking about some kind of diet pill or something on the back of that, because that would just really irritate people. Or free laptop offers, which I saw recently, which really did irritate me. So make sure that whatever it is you're branding around that particular search term, that it has actually got something to do with the search term concerned. So ideally what you should do is, something that I'm looking at the moment is automated home business, for example. So let's see if anyone's actually tweeting about that at the moment. We've got automated franchise business from home. Lots of affiliate links here. These are the same advert, quite a lot of them, aren't they? Same person. So you can begin to get a flavour of what people are talking about, or perhaps you could type in something like cash flow problem or something like that. See what people are tweeting about that. See if there's anybody using that phrase. So you can begin to use Twitter as a way of finding out what unresolved problems that people have, and then you can begin to interact with them and actually start tweeting them and finding out about what their issues are and just getting to know them, and perhaps then you could market to them or join them on Facebook. There's all sorts of things you can do with Twitter as a kind of a launch pad. So I highly recommend that you use this Twitter Firefox plugin as a way of getting real-time results, and then using that contact that you have with these people, as a way of connecting with your potential clients. And then perhaps rather than trying to sell them something, you could create a survey. Okay, so you could actually send them to a survey on the back of a free offer of something that you're marketing on your website. So that's a very simple thing I highly recommend that you try and do, and I'm probably going to do that myself. I've only found out about this method that Tuned In have talked about recently, so I should report back at probably day 40 or so and see how I've got on. In the meantime, if you want to connect with me on Facebook or Twitter, then you're very welcome to do so. And you can find me at desfutac.com or on Facebook, facebook.com/desfutac. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Bye for now.